All right, this is mini hurdles into takeoffs or wicket takeoffs. So the whole concept of this is I'm using some kind of obstacle to work on high heel recovery or proper high velocity sprinting mechanics in this final phase of my approach into takeoff. So it works on me having this high heel recovery coming into takeoff. Let me just show you the drill and then I'll explain how to set it up and why we do it. So for starters, I'm gonna come back here to some cones I've got set. I'm a left-footed jumper. Now, watch, my left foot is gonna go in between the first and second mini hurdles. I'm gonna push out. Okay, so I've set that up. Now, how to set up this drill? Well, I've got a measuring tape set out here, and you can also do this with a measuring wheel. But if you don't have that, literally we can use what's called pacing. So just a reminder what pacing is. So I have a normal stride when I walk. So when I step, there's a usual similar stride length between my toe and my toe. So boom to boom, the distance from here to here, it's about 3 feet maybe. So I can consistently, if I just walk from here, that will usually be about the same length. So I can just count out my paces. So what I've done is I've got, from my takeoff, I'm gonna get about 4 paces to the first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can put my first one down. Then I'm gonna do 2 paces between each one of these. So I'm gonna actually put my foot right here at the edge. So I'm gonna scoot it up just a tiny bit. 1, 2. Scoot it up just a tiny bit. 1, 2. Scoot up a tiny bit. 1, 2. Scoot up a tiny bit. And now I'm gonna pace out to there 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now I put my cone here. So I'm gonna drive there. Now, if I wanna use my measuring tape, which I've got down here, it's set up. I'm gonna do this in feet, and we can always convert this after. But I am about 10 feet or so here. I'm about 6 feet or so maybe between each one of these. And then I am from here all the way to there, 30 feet. So 30 feet, about 6-ish between each one of these, and about 10 between there. And it's not an exact science, and this is gonna change depending on the athlete's skill level, age, gender, etc. So this is how I've got this set up. Notice that I'm not going super fast on this. What I tell my athletes always, no matter what, their first 2 steps when they push out, whether it's a short approach, full approach, no matter what, their first 2 steps of their approach should always be the same, no matter what. Even if we're just doing some short approach, low speed, those first 2 steps need to be the same, because even if we're doing takeoff drills, even if we're doing flight drills, we can always work on that start, because we have to get consistent at that start. If we can practice over and over and over again without just practicing on it, even though we're practicing and focusing on something else, always have those first 2 steps be the same, no matter what. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna drive out, I'm gonna get upright, drive out, I'm gonna get upright. I'm a left-footed jumper, so I'm gonna have my left foot come between these. Now I've only got 4 set up. You can do this with more, but you'll need to modify the length a little bit. But my left foot's gonna go in between the first 2. That way I can go right, left, and then coming out of this, I can go right, left, which would be penultimate takeoff. So I can go right, left. So what I'm doing is staying upright, because what is a big tendency, and this is a big pitfall of a lot of athletes, is they'll come down here, they'll do their full run up, they've run great, and they think, oh man, I might be slightly off or something's happening. And so you'll see this, always, see it all the time. They have this high heel and then they'll go, that shuffle, right? You'll see that shuffle. It's basically a low heel recovery. Instead of coming up and down, so I'll get a little closer so you can see. So instead of going up and down when we run, high velocity sprinting mechanics, right? Boom, boom. What you'll see down here is you'll see just stepping down, right? They'll come here and they'll just come down. That's great because that's if it's the last step. But coming through, and especially into our penultimate step, this still needs to be a high heel recovery. This second to last step shouldn't be a low heel. It should be a high heel, low heel. So this allows us to get high stepping, boom, boom. So I'll just show you again.